here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tube, or welcome back if you're returning for our Walker every season 4 episode review. It's been so long, so much has happened, and you know how rusty I am? Is that I record like 9 minutes of the review. I looked at my computer and I'm like, I don't see my audio. I don't see my audio waves going there. Apparently the audio just stopped. So I'm like, damn, I might as well stop it now. Just make sure we good, and then come back to now. So I didn't lose that much. Per to speak. Hi, it's been a while. I'm gonna have to repeat some spiel I did from when the rookie came back a couple of months ago. Yeah, so much has happened. Since we've been away. CW has changed a lot as a network. A lot has happened to me in my personal life, to be honest with you, in between the break. Walker Independence was sadly canceled, so RIP to that show. And, yeah, a bunch of Hollywood strikes happened, so even the uncertainty of, like, what does Walker look like in a new CW world, was even delayed further, because, like, no one can work. Like, actors can't work, writers can't work, because they were fighting for the future of their profession, which I'm like, yeah, that's commendable. That's honestly appreciated. And but I still miss the Walker show. I still missed it. It's been so long. So, and like it's felt so long because like literally like just the way when we got back to this episode, it just felt like it felt like some time has passed. But at the same time, let's kind of like let's catch back up on the Walker family, see what's going on, seeing to set up these new elements for season 4, because every season 4 literally comes with like new beginnings. It's like it doesn't feel like a new show, but it feels like this is a new jumping on point for people that are like, hey, like it's been a while, like can I jump on here? It's like it's not the best one, but it kind of works to an extent. It feels like a new show. It's not following the same elements and core from season 1 to 3. But it does feel like it's still the same Walker, but it's trying to be a little bit different, which it still works out. It really does still work out. And also, I should just clarify because just how things are. So I will not be able to review Walker live night on date. That will sadly be delayed because my TV box doesn't pick up the CW in my area. At least it's a me problem right now. I will try to get that rectified, but at least right now I cannot. So most times out of 10, it will be posted the night after it premieres. So I do apologize for that, but sadly sometimes that is just the nature of the business. But honestly, it does give me a little bit of like an opportunity to like take a breather on Wednesdays, because Tuesdays I do the rookie, and then I'm normally off on Wednesday, so I'm like that would be convenient for me to record, but like I do sleep the next day for work, so I'm like it is what it is on that point being. So take what you could will. So our Walker reviews will come out every Thursday going forward. I do apologize for that, but here, like, just coming back to it, I miss this world a lot. I really did. I missed them so much. I mean, I miss these characters. Like, you never know how much you miss something until, like, you come back to it. Like, when you're actually back and you're just like, damn, I really miss you guys. I really did. It's like I missed everyone. And I was kind of scared going into this because I didn't watch a single promotional material for this season because I wanted to be genuinely surprised coming back into it. And I'm just scared because, like, CW is doing a lot of cuts, a lot of budget cuts, a lot of series regulars being demoted again, or just being written off the show. And I got scared of like, what does Walker look like in that environment? And I'm very grateful to say, at least right now, that no, it's still the same show. Like all the characters are still there. Like we still got that pretty big cast, the huge family. Which I'm like, you know what? That works out at the end of the day. To let that how it be, and I feel like it just works out in their in the long-term benefit of just how the show is, like that even throughout like network and personality changes, that like the show is what it is at its core, and you can't really change that. And I'm very happy about that. That this is not going to be like somewhat of a Frankenstein show where like, hey, it's Cordell, maybe you have one of his kids, sometimes his parents, but it's like a Texas Rangers show now, which I know that was the original point of the original series. But at the same time, it's like, well, this show's kind of like build itself on a being family. That's what Jared Padalecki's all about. So I was a bit concerned about that, but thankfully they managed to kind of keep everything the same old coming back into it. So I was very happy about that, to be honest with you. But again, like it's been so long, I just want to get right into it. So yeah, I love being back. I really like this episode. I really did. I can't wait to see what the rest of season 4 has in store for us. Coming to you throughout this spring. Maybe a little bit of summer. I don't know. We coming back so late on this. Like the CW doesn't even operate like a regular network anymore. Because like, I mean, it was the strikes. We'll see how this fall does. But I'm like, Yeah, it felt, this feels so different this year. It really feels so different. Let's go for the butcher recap and talk about this premiere episode for the I was gonna say the rookie Walker. So again, we need a little recap of what happened at the end of last season because it has been so long. I want to say it's been like 10 months. I want to say 9 months. Like someone could have literally like conceived the baby on the Walker finale, and they most likely would have given birth at the time that the show would have came back, which would have been hilarious. But that's just like this is a weird analogy I had in mind. But no, we're back. It's been a while. It's 5 months later, so I'm like, you know what? Not the worst time jump we got, not like too severe, but like it's a respectful one. It's a respectful one. Cordell is in the middle of a case. Not really a case. He's just making love to Jerry. Well, not like the TV version of it. It's just like they just finished it. They're still madly in love with each other, and they're about to go away on a very magical birthday weekend for Cordell's birthday, together to upstate Texas to go eat an 80 ounces of steak. Which I'm like, you know what? That sounds great. That literally sounds like a perfect trip right there, And thankfully, Cordell has a very supportive girlfriend in Jerry to allow him to do that. Which again, it still kind of sounds weird for me as a commentator because like I just rewatched season 1 again. So having just the concept of like Cordell being so held up on Emily, and again, yeah, I know season 2, season 3 happened just so Cordell can like get the motion of like moving on, like emotional acceptance and everything. I do understand that. But for me, it is still kind of a little weird on that front. I'm just being honest with you there. Like for me personally speaking, not that it speaks to the show itself. It's just like for me as a viewer, just the way how I've been rewatching things is just like it's not the smartest thing in the world because then you get a little jargon about it. But it is what it is by that point. To be frank with you. So Cordell leaves, but apparently this is all part of Jerry's plan to get the entire Walker family up to upstate Texas as well to kind of give Cordell the biggest old birthday surprise. So we cut into the Walker clan again. It's been a while since I've seen them. Everyone seems to be in good spirits. Bonham and Abby still going strong. Apparently, either Liam's boyfriend has officially moved in with them, or he's just hanging out a lot more often than them. I'm not 100% certain on that, to be honest with you. August has grown on his hair, even more so. I don't like it, but I'm like, you know what? Gotta respect the Jared Padalecki, lineage right there. Like, hey, Sam Winchester, his hair was super fucking long. So, like, this guy's gotta do the same too. But he's gotta, like, he's finally kind of trying to be a balance of, like, trying to be an actual teen again. Now he's approaching his senior year, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so old. Like, he was just a sophomore. Or a freshman. I think, no, he was a sophomore. He was a sophomore, baby. Wait, am I correct on the timelines? No. He was a freshman when we first saw him. He was a freshman. So now he's a senior, it's like, damn, like it's been so long, and it's like he's about to embark on his senior year and everything, and he's kind of trying to like focus on like, hey, you know what? Maybe like it's already a hassle to get everyone on board to go all the way upstate. Maybe it's best if I take a step back and just kind of stay here because there's a party going on, and I kind of want to participate. Which I'm like, what the fuck was this August? Like, what the hell? Like, did I miss something? I'm like, okay, well, it's been 5 months, so things could have happened. I think from that point onwards, Liam comes in a very bulky suit. It's been a while since he's been in a suit. It kind of is noticeable. So apparently he's all suited up today because he got called in for the investigation against the break and enter from last season. At the end, the guy who literally ran away with who was bleeding out. They're getting called in. Same with Stella. So Liam will be bringing Stella back with him after the hearing's over. So this will hopefully be very much a much more positive step in the right direction. Maybe getting some progress on that front. Meanwhile, where the hell's Cordell now? He's in the middle of a case with Trey and James in the middle of a truck, and a moving truck specifically. And I'm just like, I don't even want to know how the hell you got here. Like, okay, fine. We're in the middle of this truck. It's on the move. There's a bunch of gold bars in here. Like, how the hell did you even get on this truck in the first place? I don't really know. They're just like, they're commenting of like, was this really the smartest move? Like, to be literally like in a biggest disadvantage of the world. Like, this is a linear path of like, if this guy literally comes in at the same time, like, we're screwed. And they're just like, nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I think even the guy knows about it. And Cordell's just acting like, oh, what if he does find it? Like, bro, the fucking guy knows. You all of them a lot of shit. Like, he probably know the first time he heard a voice, like, oh, crap, I got coppers in my van. So he stops the truck. He gets his shotty out. And Cordell's like, I got no choice. I may be old, but I can still pull it off. I had to say that line. So he literally drop kicks the door going outside from the truck and literally hits the guy. Yeah, that's it. They solve the case. The case is over, and I'm just like, Cordell's just like, he's got to do the Cordell Walker Texas Ranger, which I'm just like, you corny motherfucker, you are so freaking corny. You don't even want to know. So the three return back to the station, kind of commemorating the win, even if it is a very weird win. But they're happy that the case is solved. Cordell gets to actually have a proper, okay, now I can go off, be with my girlfriend. Up in state, trying to eat some steak. Apparently, Cordell and Jerry's been doing a lot of double dates with James and his wife, which I'm interesting, considering the fact you guys are just starting out your relationship. You might want to, get some alone time. I don't really know. I can't really say much or less of, the content of their relationship. Trey has been dating around a little bit, not seriously. He's just kind of been dipping his toe back into the dating game. Since everything happened, but we can kind of tell he's kind of still hold up a little bit on Cassie since, they haven't really heard much about her throughout the summer. That 8-week internship period, as it's been 5 months now, and she has to come back. It's kind of similar to when Cordell kind of dropped off the grid for a while, so that's kind of how it feels like now. But however, she does show back up. She's back to an extent. She's welcomed back with open arms. Obviously, Trey's trying to give her some jab. I'm like, yeah, well, we haven't heard from you all summer, not even a text. Not even a call. And Cass, it's like, I know. But I'm here now. Sadly, not for pleasure. Not for Cordell's birthday. It just happens to work out that I'm literally back on his birthday, just ironically speaking. And yeah, so she's here on business. The work that she's been doing back overseas. So everything has been one single case. It's just been in very different areas of the world. Well, not the world, the greater United States. And she's apparently been hunting down this up-and-coming mafia-like family that's been trying to really get some roots in. But thankfully, the FBI has been managed to actually dig up those roots before they can get planted. So they've been basically knocking over all of their operations from Atlanta all the way to here, and they're coming to Austin because it's their last big stop before going to Mexico. So this is it. This is where they have to get stopped. If they don't get stopped here and they go to Mexico, that's a whole different jurisdiction and a whole different branch to deal with. So they got to do it here, and she needs real reinforcement. She needs real allies on the field that she can trust. So she's bringing them three along for the ride, and they all agree, yes, we will definitely be on standby in case the right movement comes. And sadly, Cordell means he cannot go get his big steak. Very unfortunate. I'm very sorry, Cordell. It's a very small sacrifice to pay sometime for the betterment of society. Even though they would just probably be another drug dealer next week, because that's just how the way the world works. Meanwhile, the way how the world works, Stella is in the middle of her brand new college dorm. Very much following the traditional, very dirty. Got pizza in the middle of the room. Sleeping till the early afternoon hours, and Liam just has to basically wake her up, and she's she's here. She's in this whole new world. I completely forgot. Yeah, she got accepted into something else halfway through. I don't remember if she's still local or she's kind of a little far away. I don't entirely remember, to be honest with you. But yeah, so she's in college now, burning the midnight oil sometimes. But she's chugging along. So they head over to the I'm guessing it's either the detective's office or some official police business, just not related to the Texas Rangers, where they tell them, sadly, this was nice. This was fun for 5 months, but sadly, the case has gone cold. We have no new leads, nothing to do, and the department wants to switch directions to another avenue. So sadly, that is it for this case. So they're transitioning it over to a cold case. So they just need to confirm the final statement by Stella just to kind of make sure everything's fine. So if they do decide to reopen next time, everything's still legitimized. So sadly, Stella does have to reread out the entire events of that night, which gives her a little bit of PTSD, which thankfully she powers through a little bit and manages to sign the documents and be done with it. So there's something to that effect on there. Cordell breaks the news to Jerry that like, you know, he can't make it anymore, that they'll have to like stay back for his birthday time period until after this like temporary FBI operation's over, which again, it sucks, but thankfully Jerry kind of knew what she was going into today to Texas Ranger, so that all works out there. Trey, however, manages to lift his spirits a little bit by telling him there's been a lead, finally, in the Jackal case. One of his contacts has managed to reach out to him that there's someone matching his like his identity, his looks in a motel nearby. So Trey's going to go out and search for a wall. Cordell gives James a little bit of a distraction, mind you, while they're doing so. Meanwhile, the rest of the Walker family's kind of like, oh crap, what do we do now? Because we're not going upstate anymore, so we got to do something here because, like, you know, everyone's already here, so we gotta have no choice but to do a party here. Like, what can we do? And literally, like, and Bonham's like, oh, we got this. We gotta have something in the freezer for like 15 people. He's got whips on a pork butt. I'm like, bro. Actually, fun fact, I did serve a pork butt during Christmas. Ironically speaking, it almost is the same as pork shoulder. So I'm like, I really don't understand what the difference is. Or maybe I'm just not a butcher. Who the hell knows? So they reconvene. August pitches the idea why. We live in Texas. Just go to a butcher and get steaks. That's literally all you have to do. I don't even know why these people were like so much like, oh my god, what do we do? What do we do? Like, you know, like, bro, like, there's time. Just go get steaks. I don't think that'll be a problem. And that's what they do. So I'm like, again, not the worst problem in the world to solve. Yeah, so Cordell has a scene with Cassie trying to just kind of get back into their groove a little bit. Obviously, Cassie does apologize for everything that's happened, but she does try to make it up to Cordell a little bit by gifting him some alligator skin boots, which I'm like, fashion statement wise, I don't understand why these are a thing. I really don't know. But you know what, guys? It's like, you know what? Let me at least treat you out to lunch. Let's go to lunch at the Walker Ranch and, like, you know, just kick it like old times, just kind of like, you know, trying to chill out a little bit, catch back up a little bit. So she drags him along. It was all part of the plan to bring Cordell back to the ranch, where everyone greets him with open arms. Almost everyone's there, excluding Trey, who's just following up on that lead. And, you know, it's a big old celebration. You gotta enjoy the little moments when you can. So they're all celebrating. They're all like trying to, you know, get everyone, you know, in happy spirits, you know. August sadly pulling the age old, and I honestly can't relate because I kind of did this sometimes, where it's like, hey, I got some friends. I know it's your birthday, but I'm like, you got a lot of people here. So I'm like, you wouldn't mind if I step out for a little bit, right? Just like, you know, just a little bit. And, you know, and Cordell being used his words against it because sometimes that's what kids do. They remember specific moments, specific words that we use. I don't know why I say we. I'm not a parent yet. And use it against them, which I'm like, yeah, I can't wait till I get that used against with my kids. I can't wait. And Cordell's like, yep, you're right. You can go. Don't worry. Just, it'll be fine. So he goes out. Trey actually comes in at the same time period to tell Cordell what's up, what's going on with the case. So they head up to a private room in the back to look at the case notes again. Stella is still a bit withdrawn. Sadly, the night has really taken out, that specific night did take a lot out of her. She's been very paranoia. She can't sleep. She just kind of wants everything to be over with. Because we still don't know what the context is of that B&E right now. So they're just trying to figure out what's going to happen next. And that's why she's just been so on edge lately. She can't really concentrate at school. She can't really do anything much. She was kind of hoping today would be like a closing of a chapter, but it just really isn't now. Liam takes a page out of Cordell's book from the first season just on how to process this a little bit. Which, will it do anything for Stella? Who the heck knows? Who really knows? Bonham cooks all the steaks up, ready for like a mini version of the competition right here at home. Everyone's participating. Everyone, like Cordell, Cassie, James, Trey, even Bonham's in on the action. Liam himself, Liam's boyfriend, like they're all in on this very macho friendly challenge. They all start dropping like flies one by one because, like, again, you're eating so much meat without a lot of carbs. So it's just a lot of gaming. It's a lot to process. So your stomach does fill up fast. That's just like the one side effect when you eat too much meat. So Trey is the winner. Ironically, at the same time that Cassie gets the call that they're ready to go. They got the green light to go ahead with the warehouse infiltration. So they're all for it. Oh, I almost forgot. They're about to start eating the steaks, and you know, obviously Walker and Trey are busy looking at the case file. So James's wife goes in the back to go check on them, and then when she sees the actual photo, she's like, "Oh no, oh no, 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 no! Please don't tell me there's been another sighting." It's like, yeah, there's been another sighting. So, yeah, so it's been 5 months, but like it seems like he's finally starting to like crack again. He's trying to get back out there, and this is not good for them because like even like again like I think one of the moments where like sometimes when you rewatch old things you kind of understand where like she brings up like when James was wrapped on this case last time, it literally destroyed their marriage. It almost destroyed his life. So for if it happens now again, it could mean the same thing again because it's just going to be worse. Because like he's reemerged. He's like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I have to go after this. I have to go after this case. And they're trying to avoid that. They're trying to like get it off his plate, trying to get it off his radar as best they can, trying to solve this before it becomes a real big problem down the road. And even she uses like, look, James did a lot for you a couple years ago to protect you from Emily. This is your turn now to protect him from the Jackal. You will keep this off the books and solve this before anything happens. And Cordell's like, I got you. I'll do my damn best, hopefully. But this is a TV show. Something's going to happen. So yeah, after that, they so everyone infiltrates into the warehouse. They're all working like a unit, like just like the old days, which we didn't get that. To be honest with you, we didn't really get that much of. Like like Trey was only have a ranger for like a minute before like the whole like secret operation happened. So I'm like, it's been a while. So I'm like, yeah. So I don't know what they mean like. I don't know what I mean like, but it's been the old days. So they split up Cordell and Walker, Cordell and Trey. Managed to take down one of the shooters while Cassie goes in for the big dog. Sadly, James was caught, or purposely or not, I really don't know, but he's been caught by them. It seems like to be game over for the entire operation, but Cassie manages to use their little brotherly feud against them, as apparently the youngest brother was skimming a little bit off the top for his own personal effects, and he doesn't even deny. He's just like, well... thankfully, they use that as an opportunity for James and Catherine, like to take the win, take them down. Even Kathy declaring herself as just a Texas Ranger again. So that was pretty cool to hear that out of her again after so long. We regroup back at HQ. Trey and Cassie are finishing up the paperwork. Trey just boldly asked the question, "Yeah, so was it us? Like that little tension back in the back at the wedding, like was that the reason why you kind of stayed away from me?" And Cassie was just like, no, it was just like I got busy. Like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I gotta grind. I gotta like literally pull in those extra hours every day to like make it worthy that I deserve to be here. So sometimes pushing away the personal life was a consequence. It had nothing to do with Trey. Maybe they didn't. Who the hell knows? So they bid each other farewell for the night while James pulls Cassie in just to like say, hey, look, this was great. This was great to have you back. It feels like the dream team is alive again. And, Cassie's like the same thing. Like, yeah, it's been so long. It feels great. But the problem is that she wants to make that big impact, and doing it just in a small part of Texas is still maybe not cut out for her. The ability to go to Quantico really like make a difference in the FBI, like that could be the worst she needs to be, but she doesn't know because like now being back with the Walkers and everyone here, Trey, it's just kind of like this is home. So I'm like, what does she do? Even James offers her job back. It's like, yeah, well, whatever you decide, think about it, and let me know. But just at least sleep on it, think about it for a little bit. Let's see where the past might be. So she definitely does ponder a little bit about it. And then yeah, we end up with Cordell and Jerry back at the Sidewalker house where, she's giving him a little bit of birthday cake, little something he missed already, and Cordell's just like, yeah, it's just kind of a little touchy a bit because like Stella's already off in college, and soon in a year from now it'll be August's turn, so he'll be dealing with an empty nest soon, like the empty nest syndrome, and. As much as Jerry switches it around, like, well, that's a good thing, right? To like, be able to like, have a little peace of quiet around here, having, kids around the house, like, but, Cordell is like still, he's always wanted to be a dad. So I'm like, yeah. So the thought of like your kids, like leaving the nest is like, it's scary. It's scary. Like definitely you would want your kids to stay around a little longer because like, you love them. They're your kids, but at the same time, they got to be able to do what they want to do. So, that's something for him to consider about it. And I think he's about to drop the I love you to Jerry, but sadly Trey kind of interrupts the whole thing. But Jerry, knowing Walker, says like, I know what you're gonna say. I know. So she shimmers off to bed while Cordell and Trey head up to another secret back room in this mini house where they're still working on it. Trey asks, "How bad was it? How bad was it when James was working on the case years ago?" And Walker said it was very, very bad. Like, he became an alcoholic. He drank a lot while on duty. He physically grabbed Walker, and yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, that the fact that he went so off the deep end that it was scary for everyone. So definitely, like, it was concerning. Like, that when he disappeared and, like, he was able to get some help, that for that to be over, and there hasn't been that James hasn't showed up since then. That Cordell and Trey has to do whatever they take to, like, make sure the Jackal doesn't kill again, to make sure this case is solved before another victim gets taken. But who the heck knows? Who really knows? But that was it for the premiere episode of Walker. Again, I miss this world so much. I really, really did. This episode definitely brought us back in perfectly. Getting back into the Walker clan, checking back in, see where things are at. With Cordell, with Stella, with just beginning to, like, start to set up the stacks between where we're up against this season. I love the new dynamics. I love, like, that the Walker clan has grown, evolved again to what it is now. Cassie and Trey, will they be playing the long burn? I don't know, really. That's a good question for everyone. The Jacko, how long will that go for? Again, it's Walker, so, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get this solved by episode 5. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Yeah, I'm just real, like, again, this season has the potential to be the most darkest, possibly speaking, with everything going on, but who really knows? Who really the heck does really know? But for the time being, for now, I'm giving this episode 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the season 4 premiere of Walker. I would love to hear your thoughts down below, as always. But I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Tune from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 4th season of Walker. If you want to know what we're doing normally, what's to do beside our Walker episode reviews, right now we are currently doing also rookie episode reviews each and every week after brand episodes on Tuesday nights on ABC. But if you only care about Walker, you're in luck. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, for another episode review. It's good to be back, y'all. I miss y'all so much. Let's enjoy these next 12 episodes together. Let's hope it's not the end. Let's hope we get still more to go. Let's hope we get those renewals earlier than normal. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. Ring that bell and follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching. But until next time, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, it's been so long since I did this. Peace out.